Hi there, this is Ranjit and I have this new Samsung Galaxy A5 with me, which is a mid-range Android device by Samsung, and we'll be doing the unboxing. And as you can see, it says that it has a Super AMOLED screen. It has this A5 has a 5-inch 720p HD screen, and it says that it has 16 gigs of internal storage. And the biggest thing about this device is the build quality. It's metallic, it's not plastic in nature like most other Samsung mid-range devices. And let's break the seal. And regarding the pricing, the price quoted on the box, as you can see, is 30,000. But this product is available in local stores for around 24 to 24,500. I'll also have the link for online stores like Flipkart, etc. So you can check out the current pricing. So let's open it up. And as you can see, we have the device itself. Let's take this out. And initial feel, it looks pretty good. Let's come back to this a bit later. And we have the manual, quick start guide. We also get the headset with this one. We also have the power brick, which is USB type. And the ampere rating on this is 1.55 amps. And we have the standard micro USB to USB cable. So let me keep these things to the side and let's look at the handset itself. So here we have the device itself. Let's take this out, and this is actually made up of metal, so feels actually pretty premium for a mid-range device by Samsung. Let's take this out. It says Ultimate Viewing. That's a Super AMOLED screen. It's a 720p HD screen, as I mentioned. And it also says it has an enhanced selfie. Yes, the camera is also pretty interesting. The rear facing camera is a 13 megapixel shooter and the front facing camera is a 5 megapixel shooter. One thing to note is that the back cover does not open on this one, and hence the battery is sealed. The battery is a 2300 milliamp hour, and as you can see, this is the Duos version. That means it accepts dual SIM. And we have tray over here. We can also add a micro SD card to this device. Let's power this on. I hope it has some charge. Give me haptic feedback. It says the Samsung Galaxy A5, and I have to say, in terms of build quality, it feels very nice compared to most other Samsung devices. The metal feel looks pretty nice. And by the time it boots, let me give you a physical overview. On the top, actually, we have nothing, this metal chamfered edges. We have the power button on this side, and we have these two, using which you can add your SIM cards, and even the micro SD card. Moving towards the bottom, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, the micro, oops, let me just set this up. We'll add the SIM card later on. And let's continue. On the bottom, we have the micro USB slot, and we also have the main microphone. Again, we have that chamfered edges, so looks pretty good. And on this end, we have the volume rocker. Moving towards the back, we have the speaker phone, the 13 megapixel main camera with LED flash Samsung branding. And as I told you, the front facing camera is a 5 megapixel shooter. Let me quickly just connect to my Wi-Fi network and I'll be back. And just connected to my Wi-Fi network, and the good thing is that it supports dual band Wi-Fi, that is 2.4 gigahertz as well as the 5 gigahertz band. So that is nice. And I'll just use the default settings. We'll agree. And I'll add my Google account later on. Let's hit next. And we'll hit finish. So it should be done. Yes, and as you can see, it is done. And we have the auto brightness sensor that is available on this device. So that's nice. And again, I have to say, it feels pretty premium. That is something that we do not actually see with Samsung mid-range devices. And regarding the specs, it sports the Snapdragon 410 chipset. That means it is a quad-core processor. It is clocked at 1.2 gigahertz. If you go to system and about the device, as you can see, it is running the Android version 4.4.4. That is KitKat, so that is nice. And let's look at the storage also. As I was saying, it is powered by a 1.2 gigahertz quad-core processor, and this is a 64-bit processor. Let's go to the storage. Internal storage is 16 gigs, but let's see, out of that 16 gigs, how much do we actually get? We get 11.22 GB, but we can also add a micro SD card. Up to 64 gigs is supported. So I feel in storage, it's not an issue. It's decent in storage in my opinion. But let's just move out. And again, these menu systems look like the one we saw on the new Note 4. So it looks like that. And let's just hit the home button. And this is the app tray. And regarding RAM also, that's a good thing. It has 2 gigs of RAM. So pretty decent configuration, I would say. Not cutting edge, but again, pretty decent. Do remember that the Snapdragon 410 chipset is 64-bit based on the ARM Cortex A53 architecture. And these are the apps that are pre-installed. So not a lot of bloatware. We also have the S-Voice and the FM radio. So as we are connected, let's fire up the web browser. I'm using the default web browser. It's going to the Samsung site. Let's just go to rediff.com. This is the default keyboard that we get. And and it's going to the mobile version. And as you can see, it loaded it pretty quickly. But let's go to the desktop view. That's the full version of the website. And let's see, again, it loaded that also pretty quickly in my opinion. Let's try the pinch to zoom gesture now. Yeah, pretty responsive. Let's open up one of the random stories. For example, let's just open this. Oops, I have to click here. Yeah. And again, as you can see, it loaded it pretty quickly. Lots of images on this picture. Then also it loaded it pretty quickly, I would say. Let's open one more story. Again, as you can see, it's loading it pretty quickly. And the good thing is that the screen quality is pretty good. The viewing angles are really nice. It's a 5-inch 720p HD display. And overall, I would say initial impressions, the phone gives a very good premium feel in the hand. It is not too bulky also, and just feels right. So it looks like an interesting handset. Let's also look at the camera performance, the rear facing camera. Let's quickly just fire it up and let's check it out. Let's fire up the camera. And yes, I have the new Galaxy Note Edge also with me. Let's take a few photographs. It takes a second to focus, but after that the shutter speed is pretty good. Let's look at the pictures. Oops, not now. I want to back up. Orientation change, didn't I enable it? From the settings, screen orientation, yeah, you got to enable it. Yeah, and as you can see, little bit shaky here, but yeah, this one came out pretty sharp, as you can see. I'll also be testing the front facing camera in my full review. So that's it for now for this very quick unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy A5. If you have any particular questions regarding this device, do post them in the YouTube comments and I'll try to include them in my review. I'll also be soon doing the unboxing for this new Samsung Galaxy Note Edge, so stay tuned to my channel. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.